Hello guys, we're going to start our webinars in 5 minutes. Hey guys, hello everybody. My name is Yevhen and we continuing our OroCommerce webinar, and today we have a 6th day already. And let me remind you that yesterday we have checked the promotions and discount topics, we have checked taxes, we have checked inventory, and today we're starting the sales flow topics, and today we're going to see how to work with the shopping lists, RFQs, quotes, and orders. There is one more entity not mentioned here, the checkout, and this will be the topic for the 7th day of the training. Well, for now, we're going to check only these 4 topics today. Shopping lists, RFQs, quotes, and orders. And let us start discussion of these 4 nice entities which represent a storefront sales flow in OroCommerce. And let us start from the shopping list. So everybody knows what is shopping lists or shopping cart. It's a place where you can put your products. It's a place where you can store what you want to buy. In B2C, there's a thing called shopping cart or shopping carts. And we in OroCommerce, we're calling them shopping lists, mostly because we have many shopping lists. So application supports multiple shopping lists per customer user. And if you want to, you can also limit amount of shopping lists in the system configuration. When you're storing an item in the shopping lists, you're storing the product, so the product you're buying, the quantity, how many products you want to buy of each product, and product unit. You are buying items, you're buying set, you're buying kilograms, and so on. We also have a support of guest shopping list. So you may allow to have a shopping list for people who are not logged in yet. And if you want to see how this thing is built, you can always go and check our shopping list bundle. For each of entities we're going to discuss today, we're going to check how they're represented on the storefront and how they're represented in the management console. And let us start from the shopping list at the storefront. So when we're talking about the shopping list on the storefront, product items or line items added there from the products grid, from the product view page, from the quick header form. You may also duplicate shopping lists, or you may duplicate only some line items, and you can convert them to request for quote, and you convert them to order via the checkout. So let us try and see how this thing works. I need a storefront because I do not have a ghost shopping list enabled for now. I have to log in, and let me do that. Okay, and so here we have our shopping list selector or shopping list dropdown. This is a place where we can create new shopping lists, and the place we're going to see new shopping lists. Every time if you don't have any shopping list and you're adding a first product, the shopping list will be created automatically. And let us try to do it. And first, let's check the product listing page. So here we can select how many products we want to buy. We can select a unit, and we can click button add to shopping list here. After that, there is a message called product has been added to shopping list, and it means that application has created a shopping list. We can see it here now. We can see the details. We can see how many items we have. We can see the subtotal of items in this shopping list. And after that, we can immediately update the quantity here. So you see the button has been changed to update. So we can, let's say, put here 3 and click update. And now, as you can see, we have the number, the total has been changed. Now it's $74. And what we can do else, we can immediately create here a new shopping list. So let's assume that we want to have this product in another shopping list. We can click here, create new shopping list. Let's call it shopping list secondary. And then by clicking on the create and add, application is going to create new shopping list. So this one is called new shopping list secondary. You can see it here. And then you can have exactly the same amount of products in the shopping list, but now they're separate and you can change them. Talking about the shopping list page itself, here you can see a list of the products you have. You may change the quantity, you may change the unit, and you can see here that prices are calculated automatically depending on the quantity you are setting. So for example, let us say we want to buy 100. And now you can see that the price has been changed to the 19.99. And here we can also see two different prices. So here we have one item, it means one line item. So it means one product, not one unit or one item here. We can also do the same from the product details page. So we have here very similar widget. We have here the unit, we have here the quantity, and we have here the button. And also, if product is already added to the shopping list, we can modify the values in different shopping lists using this grid. It's opened when I'm clicking on this pen icon here on the right of the shopping list. Let us pick some other product, and yeah, here we can see the same information. We can also edit the product, and we can also edit it, but because this product is only one shopping list, we can see only one shopping list here. But we can also change it here too. And so you can see now we have two items here. And here now we have two items too. So the first item we have added originally from the product listing page, and the second one added from the product details page. This is how it works. You may also add items to the shopping from the quick order form. So quick order form is a special convenient table-like form which you can use to add multiple products. So we can specify here again our product, quantity, unit, and again, prices here are dynamic, so you can change the quantity. Let's say I want to buy 10. And as you can see, the price has been immediately changed and calculated based on the appropriate quantity. And we can do the same thing here. We can add to the existing shopping list, or we can create new shopping list. Let's call it shopping list from quick order form. Create and add. And now we have 3 shopping lists, and the last one is this one, shopping list from quick order form, and this is the information we have here. We also may change the label of the shopping list. We can start conversion to the order via the checkout. So by clicking on this button or this button, I'm going to start checkout. Or I can click request a quote, and by doing that, I'm starting the request for quote procedure, request for quote creation procedure. We're going to check this one a little bit later. You can also add a notes, either a note to the whole shopping list or note to the specific line items. So by doing that, you can inform the administrator about some kind of specific details of the product you want to buy, or perhaps you have some kind of special request, or maybe organize some kind of special event in order to deliver this product. And one more thing, if you have appropriate permissions, you may also reassign the shopping list to the different customer by doing that, sorry, to the different customer user. By doing that, you may move it from one customer to the another customer. List of all shopping lists available here on the left, and you may easily switch between them. Each product, each shopping list can be duplicated. So you can see it here. Now we have 4 shopping lists, can be deleted too. This is how it works. And of course, line item can be removed from the shopping list too. In this case, we have no products in the shopping list, so we have 0 of total. And we can simply remove such shopping list. Now let's move to the management console and see what features we have on the management console level. So in the management console level, line items are also editable. So you may change the quantity, you may set different unit item. You may also duplicate shopping lists, but you cannot create new shopping lists because it's the responsibility of the store user. And shopping lists and the management consoles can be converted to order directly without a checkout. So let us try to see how it works and what we can do in the management console. So just to remind you, here I have a shopping list called shopping list secondary. I should be able to find it here. And yeah, So here we can see shopping list secondary. We have our two items, this one and this one. We have subtotal. And first thing we can do, we can either remove line items or edit line items. So let's say we want to not 100, but 105. So it's 105 here. And if you refresh, it will be 105 here too, because it's the same entity. We can add new line items, we can remove existing line items, and we can also duplicate list. In this case, it will be exact copy. It will be marked as copied. So basically, it works exactly the same as duplication at the management and the storefront. And as you can see here, now customer is seeing this duplicate too. Let's delete it. And finally, there is a way to convert shopping list directly to order. There is a button called Create Order. It creates order creation. It opens order creation form with pre-selected customer user, and all the items, all the line item from the shopping list. So as you can see here, we have two products selected with the appropriate quantity and appropriate price selected too. We're going to check this order form a little bit later when we're going to talk a bit about the orders. One more thing you can do for the shopping list in the management console is you can also check the system configuration and see what things you can do here with the shopping list. So as we have already discussed, you can limit a number of shopping lists, so it's a maximum number of shopping lists per customer. You can enable guest shopping lists. So if you want guest users or anonymous users to create shopping list, you may create the shopping list for guests automatically. And if you're doing that, all the shopping lists on the management consoles will be assigned to this specific user. It means the owner will be set to this user. And there is also a mass adding on the product listing page. Let me show you this feature. It's similar to the any mass action on AD product grid. So for example, I can select 1, 2, and 3. Oh, this one is already there. Let me pick something else. Pick this one. So here I have selected 3 products. And here I have a button which allows us to add this item either to the existing shopping list or to the new. I will call this one mass add. And so now we see this shopping list mass add, which contains 3 products from the grid we have just added here. So just another way to add products to the shopping list from the product listing page. And you can either enable this feature or disable this feature on the global level. If we're talking about the website level configuration, we can also check it here. And you can see pretty much all the same options on the website level. So you may, for example, enable guest shopping list for one website, but disable it for another website. Let us continue. So the next entity we're going to talk about is the RFQ, or request for quote, request for quotation, request for, sometimes called RFP. But one way or another, it represents negotiation process. So negotiation process between the buyer or customer and the seller or administrator. RFQ represents a request from the buyer to the seller in order to discuss some conditions, or in order to discuss prices, or in order to discuss something you want to buy. Application supports multiple requests for quote. Any customer may send many requests for quotes. For example, if one of them will not be appropriate, another one may be. RFQ may have a PO number, purchase order number, so it's a transport number which used to connect together all entities in this chain, RFQ quote order. Here, unlike the shopping list, we not only have the product quantity, product unit, we'll also have a price. So price at RFQ is fixed and can be different from the price in the application. This is the first entity where we are allowing customers to change the price and, let's say, ask to sell products cheaper than they're selling by default. RFQ also have notes. Notes allows communication, well, very simple form of communication between the buyer and the seller. And again, we have a separate bundle for it called RFP, request for proposal, or RFP bundle, where you can see the implementation. And again, let's start from the storefront page. So RFQ in the storefront page is managed in the account section. And there are several ways how you can create it. You can create it either manually or from the shopping list or from the quick order form. And RFQ is printable, so the printable version available in browser, which you can use in order to generate nice PDF or immediately print the RFQ. Let's see how to do it. So the first way to create an RFQ is manually, and to do that we have to go to the account request for quote section and click here new quote. So pay attention, it does not create a quote, it creates a request for quote. So request from the buyer to the seller. Application automatically fills known fields like first name, last name, email, company. You may also add PO number, for example, if you know it. You may request do not ship later than. It means that your quote will not be, must not be shipped later than this date. And you may also assign it to the specific customer user. For example, if you are administrator and you want somebody from your employees to work on this RFQ or to be responsible for this RFQ. Then we have product selection list. This is the list where we can select products and the list where we can actually tell what we exactly want to buy. And pay attention, the first, we can select the price ourselves. So we may either select existing one or we can change it manually. So let's say here we have 100 for $28. Let's say I want to buy thousands and it will cost 20. And I can change this value. And pay attention, here we have multiple options or multiple request options for the same product. So let's say if I'm buying 1,000, it will be $20 for the set, or if I want to buy 5,000 set, let's say it will be $15 for the set. So regular tier pricing. And also we have a note, so we can inform administrator about some information. We have this one is a note on the line item level, while we also have a global note on the RFQ level itself here. So after it was done, we can submit it, and it means that the request has been saved, and now we can do something with it. So what we can do with it? We can print it, as we have already seen this one, discussed it. We can get a printable version. So here's the printable version of our RFQ. We can cancel it, so it will mark as canceled and will never be processed by the administrator and the management console. And yeah, I think that's it from the storefront. Now let's check the other ways how to add product to RFQ. So another way we have already partially seen is the creation of RFQ from the shopping list. You can either click request for quote here, or you can click request quote here. This is the same action. And what it does, it creates the same form, but with already pre-filled list of the products copied from the shopping list. Pay attention that here we have target price and listed price, and these are two different prices. Listed price is the price we have in the application, while the target price is the custom price we can specify per line item. So here you can see standard price is listed price like $59.99, $29.99, $29.99, but here we have specified the custom price, target price, which we want to use. And we can submit this RFQ too. And finally, we can do the same from the quick order form. Again, very similar to the shopping list. Select the product, select the quantity, select the unit, and click here Get Quote button. And it works exactly the same. Application opens form with pre-filled product, and again we can negotiate the price if we really want to. Oh, I think it should be less than the original one. And we can submit this request too. So these are three ways how you can create RFQ from the storefront. Pay attention that you also can cancel RFQ. Let's say I want to cancel this one. Then I can, as you can see now, we can resubmit it. So it was canceled. And let me cancel the previous one too. and keep only one in the status called submitted. So here we have immediately see a status of the RFQ. So this one is submitted, this one is requires attention, and these two are canceled. So administrator does not need to worry about these RFQs any longer. Now let's move to the management console. And the management console, we have quite an interesting logic behind the RFQ. So first we have two workflows. We have RFQ management flow. It's a management console workflow, which we can use in order to process it. Or we have RFQ submission flow, which we can use at the storefront in order to communicate with the customer and request some kind of additional information. The RFQ at the management console can be converted to quote, it can be converted to order, again, directly similar to the shopping list. Let's see how it works. So first, the workflows. Let me find one of the requests for quote we have just submitted. Okay, so here we have open. And pay attention to these two lines. Here are two workflows. One of them is the management console, this one. Another one is submission flow in the storefront workflow. So what I'm going to do right now, I can either decline it or I can request more information. Submit. And pay attention now, the status was changed to requires attention, more information requested. And now customer at the storefront also have the status here, requires attention, and he has to answer the administrator by clicking provide more information and put there some kind of explanation or some kind of the answer. This is the test RFQ. The history of communication is stored in the notes, and you may see this history both at the storefront here and in the management console here, notes. This is test RFQ. As you can see, the quote has returned to the open status. It's again marked as submitted. So the round of communication has been finished, and now we can either decline it for some reason, we can delete it, or we can mark it as processed. So obviously, because this quote, we're considering this quote as valid, we're marking it as processed. So now here it has status processed. Here it's submitted. So basically we are confirming that everything is okay. And now we can create a quote. So quote is an actual offer. We're going to check it a little bit later, but here you can see there is a way to immediately create a quote for this specific RFQ. And as you can see, it already pre-filled with all the data we submitted in the RFQ. So we have customer user, PO number, we have our product, we have requested information, we have offer information, we have also additional notes, hello administrator. And we can also specify some additional parameters here and there. But we're going to check it a little bit later in scope of the quote topic. And the second thing which we can do with the RFQ, we can immediately create an order. So let's assume that the quote flow, we don't need quote entity at all. This is a trusted customer. We can immediately create an order for him. So we can click here, create order, and the same situation. We have pre-filled information, we have pre-filled customer, have pre-filled customer user, list of products, quantities we have here together with prices, and notes just in case we need to tell this customer has to remind us about some kind of additional conditions or special price. RFQ is standard entity, so we have standard activities assigned to it, like notes, emails, and events. So if you want, you can always use them here too. Talking about the configuration, RFQ can also be enabled for guests. Let me show you that. So here we have request for quote application. So we can enable RFQ, we can rather disable RFQ as a feature. We can tell who should be notified about the RFQ. So we can assign informal sales representative of the customer, user, or the owner of the customer. Again, it depends on your flow. And you can enable guest RFQ if you are allowing anonymous customers to submit the RFQ here too. Then we are going to talk about the quotes. So quote is the entity which is used to represent offer from the administrator to customer or from the seller to buyer. Again, like the RFQs and shopping list, we may have multiple quotes submitted simultaneously. They have validation date, they have PO number, they have list of products, and you may have multiple offers per product for each quantity, product unit, and price. So similar to the RFQ, we can do it here too. And here we may also have a custom price different from the standard price in the application. There is also quite a lot of shipping information you may submit via the quote. And again, if you want to check the implementation, feel free to have a look at the sale bundle and see how it's implemented in details. We're going to start quote exploration from the back office because this is where we are creating it usually. And there are several ways how to create them. First, we can create from scratch, or we can create it from the RFQ. And quote also have a workflow, which we're going to check right now. So first, let us see the quote creation flow from scratch. We can go to the list of quotes. We can click create quote and fill the data, customer user, where the expiration date for the quote, the PO number, the shipping date for the quote, assigned user. So pay attention, these are backend users, not front-end users. We have customer users, so these are front-end users. Website, list of items, shipping address. This is important because here we are allowing to, we may tell customer that this quote is valid only if it will be shipped to the specific shipping address. And we may also restrict the shipping information. So let's say we can allow to ship this quote only if it will be shipped using, let's say, flat rate, or using, for example, UPS or some other provider. We can also put here custom shipping price. We may lock the shipping method to not allow customer to switch it and use only this one. And we may also allow usage of the unlisted method. And we have payment term, and we have opportunity in case we want to connect them with the CRM part of the application. And the most commonly used flow is the creation of quote from the RFQ, because RFQ is the request, and now we want to provide a response. So here we can click create quote button. We did it before, but let us try to do it again. We have the pre-filled owner, customer user, PO number, website, and here we have the information. So either we're buying 1,000 for the price 20, or we're buying 5,000 for the price 15. Let's just say we are not allowing second one, so we can remove this option, but we are allowing to buy this one. And let's say we have only 1,200 left in stock. And if customer is going to buy exactly 1,200 sets without or more, then the price will be, let's say, $19. So by doing that, we're simply getting rid of all stock from our warehouses, and we should not order more. That's why we are proposing this kind of special price only for the specific quantity. We have the shipping information. Let's say we do not want to restrict the shipping address, but we want to restrict the shipping method. We are allowing to use only flat rate, but in this case, because we are allowing only this kind of big quantities, the price will be higher. Let's say it will be $20 instead of the 10. And we are allowing to use only this method. Done. Quote has been saved, but it was not sent to customer yet. We still can edit it, we can clone it, we can delete it, we can cancel it. But in most cases, when quote is submitted, we need to send it to customer. Here we have a transition buttons, and this is a part of the transition. This is the transition from the workflow called back office quote flow with approvals. So let us try to do that. Here we have a standard email template for doing that, but the quote number 24 is ready. And what we can do, we can send email directly to the customer who requested this information. Before we'll go to the storefront, I want to show you that we have workflows for the quote. And in fact, we have two. The one which is currently enabled is the back office quote for the approvals, and we have a standard flow without approvals. So the difference is a special steps requested for, steps right to the approvals. So here we have approve, not approval steps, while in the standard workflow, quote management flow, there is no approval. You can directly set it to customer or close or delete. So there is no way to do it. Okay, so here we have the quote, here we have the information, and before we'll return to the storefront, let us see what we can do with the quote in system configuration. So we can either enable it, we can enable it on the storefront or disable it from the storefront, or we can also enable a guest quote for not logged in customers. Now, finally, let us check what we can do with the quote in the storefront. So quote in the storefront is managed in the account section, and this is one of the several entities which can be used to start checkout and later convert to order. And again, like RFQ, quote is also printable. So let us see how it looks like. Here, under the quote section, we able to find our quote. So you can see we have the transparent PO number that was transferred from the RFQ. We have the offers here. So either we are buying 100,000 cents or more, than it will be 20, or we are buying exactly 1,200 will be $19 with notes, of course. And here we can start checkout from it. So let's try it. Accept and submit to order. And now we can choose between the options. We can either buy, let's say 1,000 or more for $20, or we can buy exactly 1,200 for $19. And here we have the price. We have 22,000 and we can submit it. So we don't have inventory for it. Give me a second, I will fix it. Okay, refresh. Yep, and now we can see we have started checkout with 1,200 sets, which costs $19 each. And then we can continue, finish it, and create an actual order from it. This is how you work with the quotes from the management console. I will propose to make a short break here. Let's say 10 to 15 minutes. Let's make 15. But before that, let me answer the questions we have currently in chat. Can you convert shopping list to RFQ in order admin? No. Both shopping lists and RFQ are entities which have to be created from the storefront, because both of them are sort of the request from the buyer to buy something. So if we're telling about the shopping list, then we cannot negotiate the price. We are agreeing with the price, and we are agreeing with the conditions, and we can actually buy the shopping list using this price. And if we talk about the RFQ, we can negotiate the price, we can change the price, we can negotiate the condition, but still both of them have to be created only from the storefront and sent to the management console. If you want to create a ready offer from the management console, you have to create a quote. Later, we're going to see all the graph of all the conversions between all the entities, but there is no way to convert shopping list to RFQ because both of them have to be created from the storefront. Next question. Does the customer receive any kind of notification when RFQ workflow chat gets to another state? So it received notification. Let me check if I have mail catcher set here, but I think I did. Yeah. So here I have notifications which were sent for our RFQs. So as you can see, all of them were sent today. So here we have information. Let me remove this one. Here we have information about the creation of new RFP, first, second, and third. So we created RFPs. Here we have information about the quotes created for the specific customer. And here we have information about a quote is ready. So it means that we have notified our customer, not the administrator, but a customer, that the quote is ready and there is a direct link to it. And when the quote was sent to customer, we also have a system notification in which we're notifying the administrator that the quote has been processed and sent. If that's not enough, you may either create a listeners to the required entities and send new emails there, or you can modify the workflows and send appropriate emails during the specific transitions under specific circumstances. Next question. Is it possible to hide the target price filter RFQ so customer can set it? Will it break the default RFQ workflow? It will not break it. You can do it as a customization. So actually it's a common customization. But in this case, the RFQ will be pretty much identical to the shopping list. So the main difference between the RFQ and the shopping list is that in RFQ customer can negotiate the price, and in shopping list he cannot do that. So if I cannot negotiate the price, well, yeah, it may make sense to negotiate the conditions, like for example, specify a different shipping address, or for example, set a different shipping price. But the main reason is to negotiate the price, and this is why it is field ATO by default. If you do not like it, feel free to disable it with a small customization. I do not see any other questions for now in chat. Okay then, so let's have a break and let's continue this topic in 15 minutes. Okay, so let us continue. Before we will move to the orders, I would like quickly return to the quote functionality and show a couple of things we have discussed, but I did not show yet. So the first one is the printable version of a quote. So we can click and see the printable version of a quote and either save it to file or print to the PDF. And the second thing, we have did not check the restriction we have added for the shipping. So just to remind you, when we have created a quote, we have specified that this quote can be, this quote has to use the specific shipping method, and this quote also have a specific shipping price. Let us see it again here. Shipping information, so we have flat rate and shipping cost 20 instead of the 10. And now if we go to the shipping method step, we can see that we have only one shipping method and the price is indeed 20 instead of the 10. And with that, let us continue. And now we're going to discuss the order. So order is the end of the sales flow, end of the sales flow chain at the storefront. And again, obviously, customer may have multiple orders. Each order has a source document. So source document is the entity which was used to create this order. It can be either a shopping list or a quote or the actual order. The order also have a transparent PO number, which we can pass from the RFQ to quote to the order. In order also we have product quantity, product unit, and price. And again, because the order is the last entity here, we may have a custom price too. Order has billing address or has shipping address, and in the enterprise version, we may assign order to the specific warehouse, or even we can assign a warehouse to each of the line items of the order. When we're talking about the order in the storefront, we have several ways to work with the orders. They are managed in the account section under the past orders, and you can in fact do a thing called a reorder, which means you're going to start exactly the same checkout using the same items from the existing orders. And of course, orders also have a printable version. So let us see how it works. So first, let me complete one of the checkouts. So for example, here I have checkout started with quote. I'm going to finish it. Submit order, and now the order has been created, and we may go and check the order information. So here's the information I have put here during the checkout: billing address, order date, PO number, shipping method, payment method, list of line items, quantity, price, totals, everything is here. List of orders is available here in the orders history, and we have here all past orders section. All past orders is the actual orders, while open orders is just unfinished checkout. So here we are able to see all the orders we have added by this customer previously. We can filter them by PO status, by the payment method. We can filter them by the payment status, and so on and so on. Pay attention, here we have a special button called reorder. Actually, you can do it either from this page or from the view page, no difference. A reorder allows you to start exactly the same order using exactly the same items. So let us try to do it. Pay attention that here we had custom price started from the quote, which was $19. And now pay attention that applications uses actual price. So when you're doing reordering, application does not copy the price, it gets the current price proposed to the regular customers. Everything else is exactly the same as it was before. So we have all the information, and also pay attention, we don't have a restriction for the flat rate because it's the standard order. And we can continue and proceed to the last step. And we have all the information we had there before. So you may think about it as a creation of the new hidden shopping list, then the creation starting a checkout and creation order from this checkout. Done. And let us return to the order list and check that new created order. So we can see here the order. Here is the information. Here we can see again the information we have put during the checkout, and we also have here not the custom price $19, but the price $28.79. And we also may have a printable version of this order. But again, returning quickly to the topic of quotes, if you have a quote and it was not expired yet, you may submit it several times. So quote has expiration date. If it's not expired, you can submit it. So again, you can start checkout. Again, I don't have quantity, but I think you got the idea. However, if the quote is expired, I cannot create a start checkout and create a quote from it. So let me expire the quote quickly. This is quote number 24. Expire. Yes, please. We can do it from grid or we can do it from view page, no difference. But the important part here that now this quote is expired, you have a notification about that, and you cannot submit it to order any longer because it's expired and it's not valid any longer. Now returning to the order section, when the order has created, we can always go to the back office and see the detailed information about the order there. But there we can also create an order from scratch, and there are some fields which we can customize there. So the first one is the order identifier, which generated by default as an entity identifier, but you can customize it. There is a PO number, again the transparent identifier of all the sales flow on the storefront. There is a shipping tracking, and there are discount and coupons we have already quickly seen yesterday when we talked about the discounts in Aura. Let us check the existing order first at the management console and see what information we may find there. So I need the latest orders. So here they are, 111 and 112. Pay attention that they have a thing called source document. So by doing that, you can understand what other entity was used as a source. And here in this case, we can see that this order used another order as a source. We can click it and check it. And this one used a quote as a source document. And as you can see, we have this quote. This is exactly quote number 24, which was used originally to submit this order 111. We also see the custom price here. We also see the shipping method, shipping cost. We don't have any shipping tracking for now. We can also see subtotals. We can see the taxes if we have them. We can see the payment method. So this one is check money order, which is pending. And talking about the orders, we can always create an order from scratch. So there is a create button order where we can put all the information we have there. The customer user fields, I think everything is clear, but when we are adding an order, there is an interesting part here called free-form entry. It allows us to add products which does not exist in Aura. So I can put here test SKU, I can put here test product, put quantity, warehouse, maybe some price, and save it. No, yeah, of course I have to specify a customer. by doing that, I have submitted a order for the product which does not exist, and this thing called free form order. Let me check on the quote section. On the quote section, we also have this possibility, so we can propose a product which technically does not exist in our application. Well, this is one of the features, one of the very flexible features we have in Aura, and you may use this feature in order to sell products which, for example, you may have in your warehouse, but you have not uploaded them to the Aura. Another good use case for these free form products is historical orders. So quite often there is a situation when a company starts e-commerce application on top of another e-commerce application, and they want to migrate all the orders from old application to a new application. So these old orders often called historical orders. And they also want to migrate it together with all the order numbers, all the product SKUs, all the product names. And it may happen that these products, they're not selling any longer and they do not need them in Aura. But using this free form feature, you may still import those products to import those not existing products to Aura and store them in the historical orders together with the quantity, the price, and the additional information that order may or may not have. One more thing is order identifier. So by default, as I have already mentioned, identifier is equal to the ID of order. So let me show you that. For example, here we have order 113, and this is exactly the ID of the order. However, there is a nice extension point called order generator where you can extend it. And again, historical order is a great example where you can use this order generation, order number generation. Let's say that you want to add a prefix for all historical order called history. So it will be history-111, while all orders created in Aura will have a prefix Aura. So it will be like Aura-111. And you can do some other things using this custom order number and add some kind of identifiers or add some kind of prefixes or suffixes which may mean something in your case. Yeah, so this is the first customization I have mentioned, the order generator, and then we have order statuses. Out of the box, order has multiple statuses. These are open, canceled, shipped, closed, and archived, while many customers often want to have more statuses. And in this case, they can always add them because it's a standard enum. They can even add from the UI. However, in this case, they may need to add new actions to the management part of the order. So talking about the management part, so here we have several useful buttons. We can cancel the order, we can close the order, we can mark it as shipped. And what it's doing is changing the internal status of an order. So this one, for example, is marked as shipped, and now I can close it, and it will be marked as closed. And finally, after it was closed, we can archive it. So it's not a workflow. These are just separate actions which change the internal status. But however, there is a common customization which adds a workflow here for the order. And you may do that. And by doing that, you may allow multiple statuses. You may perform some changes. For example, you may move one order from one warehouse to another warehouse. You can assign it to the different owners or different sales representatives which are going to handle that, and so on and so on. Shipping tracking, there is a way to add a shipping tracking. We're going to check it in details when we're going to talk about the shipping methods. Special discounts and coupon code we have checked yesterday. So this is a way how you can add either special discount or apply specific coupon codes for one of the promotions. So for example, one of these. You can edit the order, you can delete the order, and again, standard activities, attachments, notes, emails, and events, which you can use for the internal communication. On the order grids, we have order number, PO number, do not ship later than, and all the information we may need here, including the internal status, which is often used as a filter. These are the things which you can use, which you can do with or out of the box. Now let's have one more quick look to the quick order form and see what else we can do there. So first, we'll have already seen that we can manually enter information at the quick order form, but however, we can also import orders from file. We can use copy paste area to quickly paste some information, and there are three ways to convert quick order form to real entity. We can add information to the shipping list. We have tried this one already. You can convert it to the RFQ. We have tried this one already, or we can convert it to order via the checkout. We have not tried this one, and this is exactly what we're going to do now. So let us return to the storefront, quick order form. Here we are. And what we can do now, we can try not to manually put the order here, but let's say that we first want to upload them from file. So orders often uploaded from file is supporting CSV, XLS, or ODF files. I'm going to use CSV for this test. Let me download the template somewhere. Yes, please. And here is the template we have for the quick order. Item number and quantity fields are required, while unit can be skipped. So let us try to add some orders to this file. Add some product to this file and then submit the order using these products. So I'm adding RFQ, I'm adding a quantity, another product, another quantity, and another product, and another quantity. Pay attention that if you not pass unit here, application is going to get the default unit. So for example, here all the products are set, so this is irrelevant. However, if I will add some product which has 2 units, let me find something, for example, this card reader, and default here is item. Now this one will be added as item, not set. Let us try and import this information to Aura. Quick order form, import, choose file, and let me find my file. Quick order, this one. Okay, so here we can see import validation area, import validation pop-up, where we can see all the products, we see all the quantities and see all the units. And pay attention, application has used the item instead of the set because we did not specify their required unit. However, I can do that manually, put here set and import this file again. And now, as you can see here, we have set not the items, but because we have no price, we have NA here. However, even without it, we can add it to the quick order form. And so you can see these 4 line items which were added here. And because we have no unit, we have no sets, we have no price, but I can switch always to the item and then we'll see the price. So this is the first thing which you can do. The second thing, you can simply copy paste the information about the quantities from some file. What I'm going to do, I'm simply copy this information directly from my LibreOffice Calc and paste it here. So for some reason I see this format is invalid, I think because of the separators. Let me check it. Yeah, I have here extra separators. Yeah, now it's valid. And when I click verify order, all this information will be automatically moved to the quick order form. And so here we have the same information. Again, you may paste it here together with the quantity, unit of quantity. So now let me delete these. So now, as you can see, all 4 were added with the set, but again, because we have no price, we can't buy it, so I have to add it as an item. Now what we can do, we can immediately convert this thing to order. It's irrelevant, there is no difference if you have added it manually, added from the file of the copy paste form. You can convert your quick order form to order. You can click create order. And as you can see, application automatically has started checkout for these sets with this quantity, with the prices we have seen there. Application created a temporary price list called quick order. So this one, as you can see, all 4 items we have here, $514 subtotal. And this is how it works. So quick order form creates a checkout, and quick order form creates a shopping list. A shopping list is used to start the checkout. So this is how it works, and this is how you can quickly start order from the quick order form. I think these are the all features of quick order form. You can use out of the box in Aura. However, there are quite a lot of customizations which you can do here. You can add new columns, you can remove existing one, or you can customize the search. For example, you may put additional information to the search index and use it to find your product, like some kind of special identifier of the product, and so on and so on. And here the schema I was talking about. So this is how all the entities can be converted each to other. So when we have seen these 4 entities, shopping list, RFQ, quote, and order today, you have probably mentioned that they are very similar from the structure point of view. So all these entities are containers with line items, and each line item contains product, quantity, and unit. And most of them also contain the price. And by doing that, because we have, by converting the items each to other, we can easily move information from one line item to another line item. And so these arrows demonstrate that. SF means storefront. It means that this action can be done from the storefront. MC means management console. It means that this action can be done from the management console. If the arrow does not have a starting point, like for example, like this one, it means that you have to do it manually. So shopping list, we can create it only from the storefront manually. However, we can later convert it from the storefront to the RFQ, start checkout from the RFQ, or convert to the order from the management console. RFQ can be created manually from the storefront and then can be converted to the quote at the management console or to the order in the management console too. Quote can be created manually from the management consoles, and then you can convert it to the checkout at the storefront. Checkout can be converted the storefront via the order, and you can either create order from scratch in the management consoles, or you can reorder it and start checkout from it using the storefront. So pay attention that we don't have such situation when we are creating entity and processing this entity in the same area. So either we are creating the storefront and processing on the backend, or vice versa, we're creating on the backend and processing them at the storefront. Yeah, there are a couple of exceptions, like for example, shopping list, which can be converted to the RFQ. But in most cases, we are starting processing of some entity in one area, let's say management consoles, and then finishing processing in the other area, let's say storefront, or vice versa. Depends on the entity, depends on the use case. So this is the main diagram of a sales flow at the storefront. Feel free to refer to it if you will forget how these entities convert each to other. And finally, the best practices. Shopping list can be used to imitate any product container which can be converted later to order. This can be shopping carts, this can be wish lists, this can be future purchases, this can be prices with request on demand, this can be request for the future, and so on and so on. There are quite a lot of things which you can do with the shopping lists, and because all the things are just a container, so you can just adopt appropriate container for that, and the shopping list is the most convenient container which you can adopt in this case. Then the flow itself, shopping list, RFQ to quote to checkout to order, is very, very basic. We have seen it already, and it supports all standard use cases and does not have any restrictions out of the box. So it's up to the developer to restrict specific use cases, or for example, prevent some transitions or some conversions from happening. there are several common customizations here. So some people do not like RFQ and quote, and they're simply disabling that. It's absolutely fine. So you have only shopping list, checkout, order. Sometimes some customers do not use shopping lists at all. They are starting everything from RFQ created manually, or they may even start from the quote created manually and use checkout, order. Or sometimes you may not even use a checkout at all, and all that storefront, all that the customer user can do is to create shopping list RFQ, convert to quote, and then quote is converted to the order only via the management console, and there is no checkout at the storefront. It's all depends on the use case. It all depends on the business model which is used in this specific application. Quick order form is handled by the special controller in the product bundle called Quick Add Controller. And then it has multiple processing, multiple implementation of component processor interface, which refer to the specific type of conversion quick order form to the entity. And let me demonstrate you that. So here we have component processor interface. And here we have quick add processor from the shopping list, quick add checkout processor, data storage aware component processor, and data storage component processor from the RFP bundle. So these are things which we can use to convert quick order to something else. And that is it. So we have a shorter topic comparing to the previous topic we have discussed. And if you have some questions, feel free to put them in chat and let us discuss them. Okay, I don't see any questions for now. Looks like we have no questions. That's interesting. The final part of the sales flow we haven't discussed. Yes, this is a checkout. We are going to check it on our next webinar next Tuesday. And on this webinar, we are going to see what is checkout, how it's used, how it can be started, how it can be customized, how to work with the addresses, how to convert the information to order and vice versa, and many other topics related to the checkout, because the checkout process is the actual process of acquiring or buying products, which was selected by the customer, and this is important part of the of every commerce application. In this case, we still have no questions. Okay, so thank you very much. Have a good day and see you next Tuesday. Bye.